able to learn how to draw image on our Tkinter environment. So what I want us to do in this video is to look at in the situation whereby we resize image, or in the situation whereby there's a particular command that happen within our Tkinter environment, we to be able to detect that, because we are going to make use of it in a scenario where we start trying to make a scrollable bar. We need to actually understand how this work. So the first thing that I have to comment this out. This was what we did in our previous video, which where we try to draw image on our screen on our Tkinter application. So if you have not watched it, make sure to check it out. So the first thing we're going to do, since we have initialized our Tkinter here, all these guys we didn't do more, just to give it a title, our geometry, and then configure the background color to be gray, and then the label, just give it welcome to EasyKey. So the next thing we want to do is this is going to be a kind of layer on top of a layer. The first we are going to do is to create what is called a frame. A frame is going to be inside this of our main application that we created, just like saying a layer that's been on top of another layer. So let's go on with that. So I can say frame. I'm going to create a frame. So you don't need to import frame again, since we when we imported this Tkinter, we imported everything from this of our Tkinter, so you don't need to import frame again. So I can just directly frame. First thing that this frame takes is that of our main. Our main is the variable we use to initialize of our application. So the next second thing we might try to add it is the width, because if you do not add the width and the height, it's going to be a little bit small that you might not be able to see. So the second one is going to be our width. You might start to set our width to be 12. You can put it any value of your choice. So we can height and try to set our height. If you want the width to be bigger than that of the height, so we can also set the background color. So I can put BG, you can set it to let's say yellow. So it's going to make sense. So this is going to, you can see that we inherited from this of our main guy. So inside this of our main guy, we need to this frame. With the help of this frame, and when we bend this frame, it's going to detect any changes in our environment. So the next what we're going to do is to, like how we do, just to pack it on the screen. So I can say frame, just simple as that. Another thing we need to fill inside here is what here is what is called fill. We're going to add a fill parameter to it, and the expand. With that expand is basically going to check when we are being expanded. So it's going to show everything that has been expanded, the width and the height that has been expanded. So what we can just do here is called what? Fill. Here you can set both now X and Y, but I'm interested in this of both. Then I can say expand to be what? True. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to this of our frame, want to build it on the screen. So we can say our frame dot what? Build. When I mean build, the meaning that we're going to try to build this to attach it to our main application. So but there's something else I want to add here, which is the configure. This configure, okay, let me just put it. It takes a kind of anchor, so I can say configure. I'm going to explain what this actually does. So anytime we perform any resizing or anything on this of our application, this configure is built want to catch all those should I say all those events. This configure is going to catch all those events that we perform on this application, to us to be able to get whether the size and whether the width or the height is being affected or is being changed. We need to create a function that is going to be here. So inside this configure here is going to provide us with what is called width and height. So for us to get it on the screen, we can start to create a function that we are going to put a function here. So any output that has been gotten from this config is going to be it's going to be handled on that function is going to be displayed for. So I can say I can create a function and say on what size. This on size, inside it is going to be event. This event attribute, I can say this event parameter is going to be provided by this config, and it's mainly of two types, which is the width and the height. So I can then try to print it out. I can say let me make an string. I can say what new size. So this of our new size. Since I already know that this event is going to provide me with the width and the height, so I can just say that of our event dot what width. So I can put maybe a kind of this and trying to specify that I'm just going to be width and that of the height. So I'm going to put here instead of width, I'm going to put here height. Hope I spelled that correctly. So here I'm going to put what size. So let me try to adjust this a little bit so we know what we're doing. So here is what, okay, let me not here. here is what we say that, but this configure, I want us to focus on more on this configure. This configure, since we've been it on the screen, any event that happen within our screen is going to be catched by this configure. And what does in this configure going to provide us with the width and that of the height. That's what we said in event. So the event is going to be provided by this configure. It's going to be set to this of our on size function that we created here. So let's run it and see what is actually happening. So when we're done, the new size is going to be printed out on the screen for us. So let's run it. Okay, then we can see we got this kind of this thing. And look down here, you can see a new size is 350 by 429. This 350 means our weight, and then 429 means of our height. So let me try to adjust this a little bit. I'm not going to touch the height, but I'm going to touch the width. So you can see that as I'm touching, as I'm extending the width keep on increasing, but the height remains the same. So you can see down here now the width is 778 and the height is that of our 429. So if I was to adjust the height a little bit, you can see the width remains the same, but the height changes. It decreases because you know that from this top place is 0, 0. Here is going to be increasing the from this place here is 0, 0. Sorry, on top here where this icon is going to be 0, 0. So as y is down here, this is more like a y is increasing, and here x is increasing. So that's basically what this width and height actually. The width is more like that of the x, and then the height is more like that of the y, like how you see on your normal graph. There's not really much here to talk on it. If you have plotted a basic graph, you should understand what we actually did here. So I just want us to look at this, what is configured. You can see once I'm adjusting it, it changes. The width and height changes, as you can see. So this is basically possible because this config that we wrote here is basically helping us to catch all those events that may happen on our application. So we're going to make this config really, really much when we start when we do a project. We're going to understand, make use of this config, so we're able to see how it's been adjusted, and then once the screen is being adjusted, we want to actually do something. So that's what basically I want us to look at in this video. So I think this should be the end for the video. Enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be happy to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.